Where are you from originally?
I'm from South London, Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace?
Yes.
That's right, because we spoke about football and I remembered you're a Crystal Palace fan.
I am indeed, and we're going to Wembley in a week's time.
Eventually. Did you used to see them when you were living in the UK?
Yeah, and in fact I worked at the ground for a while as well when I was a student.
What did you do?
I sold burgers.
Every Saturday, every home game?
Every home game. And in fact, it was when they were sharing a ground with Wimbledon. So I used to see all the... Palace weren't actually in the Premier League, or Premiership at the time. And Wimbledon were, so, you know, Man U, Chelsea, everybody. It was great, it was really
Was
good
that a
fun.
full-time job?
No, it was only home games. I was a student, so I just needed the cash, so when I was home from uni.
Right. And why did you decide to come to live in Spain?
Well, I was working for the civil service in Westminster, and one day it just dawned on me on the train home, I can't do this every day for the rest of my life.
Do you remember how old you were when you made that decision?
I was literally fresh out of uni, so I'd only been working in London for 2 years, so I was 23.
So it was a clerical job?
It was. I was a personal assistant to one of the directors of one of the Department of Trade and Industry. So.
That sounds okay, actually.
No, I mean it was good. It was very interesting, very challenging as well. But I just.
How long did you do it for?
I was in that office before. I was in the cabinet office, and I had a view from my office window of the back garden of Downing Street,
wow.
which was quite cool. And so I did that for about 6 months, and then I moved departments to the Department of Trade and Industry, so only about a year and a half.
So you decided to leave that job as working for the civil service, and why was the decision to come? How did it happen that you came to decide?
Valencia.
In Spain, Valencia.
Valencia because I've got some friends here I met when I was a student, and I came to visit them a few times. So I was like, I've got a couple of friends there. Why don't I go there?
So when you first came here, was it just an extended holiday, or did you make a decision to leave the UK?
No, I made a decision to leave the UK and then come here for who knows how long. And then 9 years later, I'm still here.
What do you dislike about living here?
I could reel off a few things.
Okay.
No, but I mean, the main things are, I miss my family and lots of friends back in England, massively. And not being able to go and see Palace play.
Football?
Of course!
So your family are still in the UK?
Yes, everyone's still in Crystal Palace.
Do you get to see them often?
Yes, I have to go back to England at least every 4 months, otherwise I feel lost.
Do they not come here?
Yeah, they're coming here, and they're coming here for a month in July. So
wonderful.
It should be good fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Lucy, what's the best thing about being a teacher?
I think it's being with people. It's really nice to meet new people. You can meet some really interesting people. Even the kids. Kids can be fantastic. They're so different as well. And such a variety in one class. Such a variety of personalities and characters. It's really good fun.
What ages do you teach?
At the moment, I've only got 6-year-olds and a group of 13-year-olds. So interesting.
What's been your most memorable moment in the classroom?
That's actually...
The question used to be, what's been your most embarrassing moment in the classroom, and then I changed it.
Yeah, because...
Memorable is probably...
The thing is, I started to think about, these times when you go bright red, because I remember teaching this adult class, a really good-looking guy, and he asked me what a word meant, and it was just literally, what?
Because of the word?
Yeah, and he obviously had an inkling what it meant as well.
What was the word?
And of course,
he knew.
I went purple. I was so embarrassed, and I think he knew it. Lucy, what's this word? I don't know. No one else knew.
Was it from a text?
I have no idea. I have no idea where it came from.
What advice would you give Spanish speakers who are trying to learn English?
Little and often.
Sorry?
Little and often.
Can you expand on that?
When you've just got... Okay, so they'll come to class every week and they expect, go home and do a bit of homework and that's it. 10 minutes every day, just have a quick look at something. Whether it's your verbs, whether it's whatever. little reading, a little 10 minutes. Everyone's got 10 minutes every day that they could just spend when you're eating your breakfast. I don't know, whatever.
What do you do with your time when you're not teaching? Do you have any hobbies?
At the moment, I've been going to lots of Pilates because I've been spending lots of time at the computer. So Pilates has been really helping me in terms of relaxing afterwards.
Is that something you do every day, every morning? Do you have a routine
twice a
for that?
week.
Twice a week?
Yeah. And then try to do a little bit at home every so often as well.
Do you have kids? You don't have kids?
No.
So you must have more free time
Yes.
to... What do you do?
Sleep. I think that's what people without kids do, isn't it?
So apart from Pilates...
Pilates, a bit of running.
You go running?
Oh yes, I like a bit of, go for listen to the radio as I run as well.
And what sort of things do you listen to?
Desert Island Discs.
The BBC?
Yeah.
Are you a big podcast fan?
I do. Thing is, I started off running with music, and then I realised that it didn't do it for me. So now I've changed to Desert Island Disc, and it's fantastic. So I have some fantastic guests on there, and I really like Kirsty Young. She's really good. I'm trying to think what else I listen to. I mainly listen to BBC programmes, actually. I mean, Radio 4. Mm-hmm. So they have loads. Women's Hour.
The Women's Hour.
Sometimes. Come on.
Okay. Lucy, what makes you happy?
Oh, lots of things. Being with people who I like to be around. Nice sunny day. Some nice food. Preferably a nice glass of wine.
And what makes you sad?
Oh, negative people. I can't stand negative people. And rain.
Which is why you live in Spain.
Exactly.
Which famous person, dead or alive, would you like to meet and have dinner with?
Could I have two?
Yes, there will be a dinner party.
Okay. I had to think about this, okay, because... Again, this is going back to my Desert Island Discs thing. It was a few months ago now. Dustin Hoffman was on there, and he was absolutely...
Is he still alive?
What do you mean? He was fantastic, really interesting, funny. So I'd quite like to have a chat with him, and because he's a fellow South Londoner, and also would be quite interesting, David Bowie.
Oh, David Bowie, that would be one of my he would be one of my choices. What would you ask him?
Oh God, where would you start? I mean, I'd ask him to sing a song.
In an ideal world, what would your life be like?
Calm. And okay, am I thinking of...
Would you choose, for example, would you still choose to live here, or would you make your life somewhere else?
I think my life is pretty ideal. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but I'm perfectly content with where I am and what I am doing at the moment.
That's good to hear. So if you could plan your ideal day, what would it be like?
Okay, it would involve some element of competition. So I don't know whether it would be a card game or...
Are you a competitive person?
Oh my God, I'm terrible, yeah. Maybe some sport, or some sport involved, like a tennis match. Or even watch it. I mean, it's terrible being English because it's not fun watching England play, as you know.
Watching them play anything?
Exactly. So I'd rather not watch, I'd rather compete.
Have you ever run a marathon?
No, never. I don't run far enough to...
It's not something you'd consider?
I'd consider running a half marathon, yeah. And it's something every year I say to myself, okay, I really must start training for this, to do the Valencia half marathon. I've got lots of friends who run it, but haven't got round to it yet. Okay,
so you're doing something competitive, and then
oh,
what?
Sorry, this is my...
your ideal day?
Oh, my ideal day. And then nice lunch with some fantastic friends, preferably my family, preferably my mum and dad. And obviously my boyfriend, he'd have to come. And somewhere nice as well, I don't know, on the beach or someone's house. And it would be summer, so you have a quick swim, nice food, nice bottle of wine, siesta, because it's...
Of course.
And then out in the evening again.
To where?
Oh, this is my ideal day. Oh, then I think I'd have to go out with my friends from school, from London. Bit of a girly night out.
Where would you go?
Oh, we would have dinner in someone's house and then turn up the music and have a bit of a boogie.
If you had €6,000 to spend on yourself, what would you buy?
Right, okay, I would buy an iPad and...
You'd have some change.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would buy lots of new books. I don't want to put them on my iPad though, and I don't want a Kindle. I want some new books because I love reading as well. So lots of new books, and I've still got some change, haven't I? I've still got some money.
You could probably buy 8 or 9 iPads if you wanted to.
Oh no, I don't want as many as that. Oh, I think I'd have to buy myself a holiday.
And where would you go?
I'd quite fancy a trip to Australia, although £6,000 probably get me the flight and not that much more really. Well, a flight and a nice little hotel somewhere nice. And yeah, visit some friends and family I've got there, so that'd be nice.
I'm curious, why would you prefer to have the hardback books and paper books and not read them on a device?
There's something about having a paper book. I can't do it. I'm not doing the Kindle. I can't do it yet.
Okay.
Can't do it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Craig.
Could you
And one day it just dawned on me on the train home.
is probably...
The thing is, I started to think about, you know, these times when you go bright red, because I remember teaching this adult. So I'd rather not watch, I'd rather compete. And then turn up the music and have a bit of a boogie.